Welcome back to the Epoch podcast. My name is Diego Bryan. Alongside me is my co-host, Benjamin Wartsky.
Hello, hello.
And today we have a guest from Vietnam.
The Yellow
Fresh
Menace.
off the boat.
That's true.
David Nguyen.
Yay!
Hello.
Actually, the last time I think we saw you was the G-Eazy concert. And then you went to Vietnam the next day.
It's true. Yeah, we didn't even really hear much about that trip. Like you texted us a little bit, but I know there's like very little cell service out there in Vietnam.
I remember you texted something and you're like, you're on the back of a motorcycle and your dad was driving the motorcycle.
Oh,
and he was like inches away talking to his brother on a motorcycle on a highway or something like that.
yeah. So this is like right after my dad finished drinking with his friends. So that's why I was really great. So yeah, they just kind of sat there drinking for like a few hours.
Good, as they do.
They each managed to finish off like a whole bottle of vodka, like some Russian vodka.
Okay.
Excellent.
And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, Dad, are you sure you should drink that much? He's like, yeah, this is nothing. We should drink way more. I'm like, oh, okay. That's cool, I guess. So then one of my dad's friends, he was like really like sloshed.
Right. As they say in Vietnam.
Yeah. As they say, yeah. And so my dad's best friend had to take him home. But like, as we were like riding back, like they just kept getting like closer and closer as we were like riding like the motorcycles down the highway. And then like at one point, like we were just so close that like I could probably like pat them on the back.
Oh my
goodness! If I wanted to reach out, I could just pat them.
That's terrifying.
Dad, please.
And the driving there isn't like America either, right? It's just like all crazy drivers on mostly motorcycles. Is that the way to go?
Yeah. So like if you drive a car, you have to like honk all the time. Like you got to get the motorcyclists out of the way. You just like honk, 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 honk. Like if you look at the cars, they're like dense, like all over the side
Because of the motorcycles.
It's reckless driving.
So do they drive on the right side of the road, on the left side of the, do they just drive in the center of the road and then you kind of just figure it out as you go?
It's kind of like, yeah, they drive on the right side of the road.
Okay.
But like there are lanes, but nobody like stays in their lane.
Good.
They just swerve around wherever they see fit.
That's terrifying.
Do cops have, do they do like speeding tickets? Are there cops there?
There are cops and they're very corrupt.
Okay.
My dad said, if you ever get in trouble, you just give them money. And you're good.
Did he say like how much money?
He didn't specify. He was just like,
Give them a couple dollars. It's like a tip. It's like, here's $10.
like, hey guys, here's
Did you get stopped on the way there because you had so much money?
oh yeah. So like
Was it this trip or was it like
It was another trip.
It was the year before that. Like apparently my mom and dad, like they didn't want to like sign the paper saying how much money we carried over.
Right.
And like my mom, like inside of my pants, like she like sewed a thing over the money.
Oh
like
my
a little like patch of like
goodness.
clothing or whatever over like the money.
Sounds pretty illegal, I must say.
And so I was just like, is this okay?
You guys
yeah,
are-
just go.
International bank robbers.
No. But yeah, like they stopped us. Like, what's in your pocket? I'm like, I don't know. I was just told to wear these.
They said, don't let anyone stop me. So I'm
Yeah.
going to keep on going now.
Later, guys. Nah, but they stopped my dad and I, and they were just like, yeah, don't do it again.
Really? That's it? Interesting.
And then at that time, we were also like delivering a lot of like iPhones, like iPhone 5S's or something like that to like my cousins and stuff in Vietnam.
So how many did you bring? How many cousins do you have in Vietnam?
Like 5 or 6.
Okay.
Holy.
So we had that and the money. So it didn't look that good. But I was like, yeah, I haven't been to like Vietnam in like over a decade and I'm just giving gifts to my family. It's like, okay, that makes sense.
I mean, it's
You
true.
got balls out. Holy cow.
Yeah.
You gotta represent. You gotta care for your family.
One thing you should tell on the podcast is like how your family actually got to America. Cause I think that's one of like the most unique stories I've heard. I mean, I don't want to like say it for you, but it has to deal with the lottery, right?
Yeah. So yeah, like in Vietnam, like you can just like buy lottery tickets. Like there'd be like, it's mainly like kind of beggars or like people that are like poor that like go around selling lottery tickets like on foot.
Right.
And so my dad decided to buy one and he won the lottery. How much? I'm not sure, but it was enough to get like my sister, my mom, and my dad like all to America. And they had like a little bit left over to like buy like a pretty old car.
Right. Mm-hmm. And so then that's when they started their business. And then
no,
no.
Okay. So when they first got to America, they, what was it? My dad, he couldn't speak English that well yet. And neither could my mom.
Right.
Good.
So I think my mom went to like a nail salon, you know, right. Standard Vietnamese thing.
Yes, I agree. That is very the nail standard.
Salon. And then my dad, I think he started like mowing lawns before he got like a factory job.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when did he get his business? Keep going all the way to the point that he has his own business, because that's when it like really took off, I think.
Yeah. So I think like when I was 8 or 9, they made like a big move because my sister, she got into Duke on a full scholarship.
Wow.
And so
that is impressive. Like getting into Duke on a full scholarship. They don't give out scholarships.
It's okay. I guess.
Yeah, David also got a full scholarship to Duke.
Oh yeah.
So it just runs in the family.
So, she got the full ride, and my parents wanted to be like closer to her, so we all moved to Raleigh.
Right.
And they found out like, so one of my parents' like old friends, they like have a shop. And right next to that shop was like a Oriental market that was like the owner was trying to sell. And so my dad's friends and like my parents like chipped in together, like just buy the whole market. And that's where like we just, I don't know.
You just became a business.
Yeah. Business.
Do you own the Raleigh Durham Oriental?
Oh yeah, all of them.
Business.
All of them are owned by us now.
Yeah. Is that true?
No. Oh, okay. We just own the one shop.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I keep telling them to sell it, but like they're like, no, you're still going through school, you know? You're not maybe not yet. I'm like,
your parents are crazy though, because they have multiple houses because they keep bringing over family from Vietnam, right?
Right. So
and they don't want them to keep living with you or staying with you. Or at least you don't want them to keep.
My parents didn't either. Like when I asked them, like, how's like the house, like with nobody in it, they're like, it's great. We don't have to cook for anybody. They don't cook their crappy food for us.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, I know.
For the podcast, like before they had a house, they had just a ton of their cousins living in the same house, all in one.
It was like,
and so then you're
four cousins living in my house,
right?
On top of the people that normally live there. And then they said as David just mentioned, they would like cook for them, but David just didn't like the food. Nobody liked the food that they would cook.
They didn't even like it. They were just like, we made it, so we got to eat it. Like,
everyone's just sad eating this Vietnamese food that no one likes.
And so then your parents got them a house, multiple houses?
No, so it's just like one shared home. I don't know how it works. Like it's like a big house, but like it's split off into like 4 sections.
Oh, like a townhome.
Yeah, like a townhome. Yeah.
Okay. And so that's where they live.
Yeah, they're renting it out like two per like home.
Okay, cool.
And are they renting only to family members, or are they renting to just anyone who wants to pay rent?
Anyone who wants to pay rent, but it's like a discounted price for the cousins.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to your Vietnam trip. Where did you go? Did you go to Thailand also this summer?
I did go to Thailand.
And does your dad have the rich friend or something like that? Or like what house did you go to visit?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you sent me like a Snapchat of like this backyard that looked awesome. And I was like, can we go there? And you're like, no, I don't think we can.
Nah, so what was it? My dad, like we met up with one of my dad's like best friends in like Vietnam. Right. And he has family in Thailand that's like super rich.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we stayed at like a pretty like modern home, and that house that I sent you pictures of was like their like weekend house that they like their family just gathers at.
Just the weekend.
This thing was a compound, if you're wondering.
It was crazy.
Did it have a wall around it, or
no?
It was like it had gardens in it or something.
Yeah, there were like multiple gardens. There were like multiple like creeks like running through it.
Yeah, I remember. I saw that.
There were geese. They owned it, geese. Some reason.
That's just seems insane. Like a bad.
Why would you own geese? I feel like the geese would just fly away.
But it was crazy big, and I don't know. I was just like, wow, they're so rich.
Speaking of being rich, David, fun fact for the podcast listeners, is also related to some really big general, right? Your dad is the son of some huge general in Vietnam, or
no, he's general? Like he's this dude's nephew.
Okay, he's the general's nephew.
Yeah, it's like my great uncle.
Very cool. Like I searched him up on Google and he was there, which was they made a documentary about him. Actually, That's how important this man was.
Yeah, I remember last time I was in Vietnam. I don't think it was this time, but it was the time before that, before he died. That I got like to see like the process of them shooting it like near our house.
What was his name?
I don't remember.
Good.
It ended in win though, right?
Sure. Maybe.
They had to have ended in Nguyen.
I mean, doesn't like 95% of Vietnamese people's last name end in Nguyen?
A majority of them do, yeah.
Because like one of the rulers said everyone's last name must end in Nguyen.
I don't think like he forced him to, but he was like,
like
they wanted to.
Yeah. He's like, I would like it if your name was Nguyen too.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, I guess we'll become the Nguyen's.
That's great.
That's so crazy that you're related to someone that important. Like I don't think anyone in my family is that important. Like related to, at least.
I mean, he hated my dad, so.
He hated your dad? How come?
He left, right? Is something like that?
Oh, no. Like my parent, like he gave my dad like a bunch of plots of land.
Oh, that's right.
And then my dad like sold some of them.
Oh, yeah.
Cause like, I don't know, he needed money to like to do something, I guess. And I don't know, like the last time I went with my dad to visit him and he just like laid in bed ignoring my dad. Cause like he wasn't able to move at this point. So he was just laying there, just ignoring him, pretending to be asleep.
So did your dad get written into the will? Like, did he get anything in the will or was he kind of cut out because he sold the stuff?
Yeah, I don't think he got anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Your dad's doing well for himself though.
Yeah. Compared to the rest of my family, like still in Vietnam, like you can't really advance in class in Vietnam. You just kind of stuck.
No, yeah, your dad's doing great, and then the fact that he helps his family so much there in Vietnam too is just insane. Like I feel like they give so much money to your guys' family. It's
my mom's
crazy.
Sick of it.
Really?
He's just like, we've done enough for these people. But my dad's like, but they're my family and all. But she's like, please stop.
So what about her family? Is her family?
Most of her family's already in the United States.
Okay, so she doesn't have to worry about them anymore. She's like, all right, you guys are here.
Yeah, they're here. They're like doing their own thing.
Right. I remember David would work every Sunday at this Vietnamese shop and he would just be playing video games with us from the Vietnamese shop. And then he'd be like, all right, I got to go to this customer here. He'd just like close his computer. Like, all right, talk to you in 5 minutes. He'd come back. He'd be like, all right, guys, I'm back.
Yeah.
How did that work? Did you play on the actual computer they had for?
It's like a laptop.
I brought, no, they had like a crappy laptop. Sometimes I would bring my laptop, but I didn't really want to.
Right. They like forced you to work, right? There's like we're not going to pay you, but we expect you to work here at least every Sunday.
They were like, we're going to like deposit some money into your bank account. Like how much? Like, I don't know, but like they just said they would.
Well, they're paying for your college, so
that's enough.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you can't complain too much.
I'm not.
I'm related to William Jennings Bryan. I don't know if anyone knows who that is.
I have no idea who that is.
Okay, well, he was really close to Lincoln, and he was governor of Nebraska. Shout out. And
shout out home state of Nebraska.
I think he ran for president twice. Lost both times.
Brian's could have been a legacy.
I know.
Yeah, it could have been.
You were almost related to a president.
Almost related to a president.
But instead you're related to the second place president.
Right, second place.
That's like the worst second place ever. Like no one knows who came in second in any presidential election.
No, I mean
maybe this one.
I mean, yeah. This one was quite the presidential election. I would say this one was different than all the other ones. How was UNC during the presidential election season?
It's annoying.
Was it annoying?
People.
Obama came to your guys' college campus.
Yes. Did you go see Obama?
I didn't.
No.
Why?
I didn't want to sit outside in the hot sun and there were like lines for hours.
I imagine. I mean, going to see the president is.
I thought it was so funny that one of my friends dressed up in like Trump gear and just went there.
Oh God. He waited in line. She waited in line for like many hours.
Yeah, she went.
Is she a Trump supporter or she is? Okay.
She made like a post like on Facebook. I was like, all right, guys, like before like you hate me or anything, just like hear my message out. And like, she was just kind of saying like, just to be accepting or whatever.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like I could be completely wrong and I'm going to go out on a limb here, but I don't think it's the end of the world.
You're wrong.
I don't think it's the end of the world that Trump's president, but
we're not going to go to war with Russia now.
Yeah, apparently Putin likes him, but I don't know. A little bit inside of me thinks like Putin's just going to play this guy. He's like, thank goodness it's so easy to play this guy.
I mean, wasn't it like, didn't Putin say that he was going to declare a war if Hillary won?
Did he say that?
I think
something like that. Yeah.
Like he just really didn't like Hillary.
Right.
I feel like Putin just hates a lot of people. I think he probably hates, again, no disrespect, President Putin, if you're listening to this. If you want to sponsor this podcast, please Shout out.
Have you seen his like hockey playing on YouTube?
Yeah, I saw that.
He's almost like Kim Jong-un. I mean, he's a good hockey player, but like when he plays with like his guards and stuff, he scores all the time. But you can tell like everyone's taking it easy, like super easy.
Nobody's gonna go hard on the president.
He scored like 12 goals in a game or something like that.
Right.
But like no one else was like touching him when he had the puck. It's funny. It was very weird. It was like Kanye scoring like 100 in like a wheelchair basketball pickup.
Was he in a wheelchair too?
I don't know if he was he better have been in a wheelchair.
He's just walking around like, ooh.
Obama said something like that. Like, you know how he's the president that plays basketball and he like replaced the tennis courts with a basketball court. Mm-hmm. He says that like now he doesn't even like playing basketball with people because like he's the old man on the court. Like, and so like he knows it and it's like, oh, poor Obama.
Poor Obama.
But he's the coolest president.
Yeah, he is the coolest president.
I believe that is a general consensus.
Right.
I mean, I don't know about, I guess maybe like,
I mean, I feel
people might not agree with like his policies, but they're like, he's pretty cool.
Yeah. He's a person and it's,
I think most presidents have been people, but I see what you're saying.
But like, I don't know. He doesn't like make himself seem like more than regular people. I don't know. Right. And he's a president of the people, I'd say.
I would agree.
I just loved when he did talk shows and stuff like that. And even during his Trump dinners, during the White House dinners and stuff, and he'd throw jokes and
he was funny. I thought he was like, or the person writing his speeches was funny. I thought whoever his writer was, A1.
I think he was just funny.
Didn't Trump upload like a YouTube video with his 100-day plan?
Yeah, I watched it. It was a 2-minute video of his like plan for the first 100 days in office, what things he's going to try and get done.
Really?
What'd you think of it? I didn't watch it yet.
What'd he say?
I don't remember. He said, we're going to try and deport the people who shouldn't be here.
Like the illegal criminals?
I think so. I think it was like he was going to say like he was going to put bans on, he was going to put bans on people like lobbying if they've been in the government or something like that. It was like a 5-year ban on doing something if you've been in the government and a lifetime ban on another thing if you were in the government. I don't remember the specifics of it.
I mean, it makes sense.
I guess I don't know. I'm not a huge political policy buff, so I don't really know like all the jargon that he's using or what exactly like for either like for anything in the campaign. Like I kind of understood healthcare, but then
so he said he's going to enact lobbying bans, which is basically what makes the government corrupt, is because all of the lobbyists and stuff like that talk to politicians from these companies. He's going to cut regulation on businesses. Don't know what that means really. He's going to cancel environmental restrictions.
Good. I like that.
I'm not sure I'm a fan of that. He's going to withdraw from the TPP, which is the Trans-Pacific Partnership Program.
I saw that.
And so that's like free trade with the Pacific.
I mean, because he's trying to bring jobs back or
right.
That move is to bring, I don't know if it's going to,
I don't know the specifics of that, but I think they kind of benefit more from it than we do.
Okay.
And so
I don't know. I don't know much about it.
Right. I don't know. Let's
hope he doesn't crash and burn.
Yeah. Like that's all we can do at this point is just say like, look, even if whether you voted for him or not, or whether you agree with him, you kind of he is the president elect now, so you got to kind of just hope that he doesn't.
I hate it so much that people who didn't vote are like protesting. Right,
I agree. I feel like you have to at least register to vote. If you didn't even register to vote, I'm just not a fan.
You have to vote. You got to go farther than that. For me, I think you have to vote 100%.
I just don't see a reason why you wouldn't vote unless it's like super inconvenient for you. Like I guess if you go to college like across the country and you miss
but they have like absentee ballots and you can like
if
register.
You miss the absentee ballot for some whatever reason, I guess.
Yeah.
Then maybe, but I don't know.
Did you vote, David?
I didn't even register.
All right. I hate you.
I was fine with the results though. I was
well, yeah, it's
leaning more towards Trump than Hillary.
If you're accepting of it, then
yeah.
then I think it's different than if you're complaining about the like.
I don't think I would have protested. I would have just been like, cool, move on with my day.
Did you watch the results live? Or
I did.
Okay.
It was intense.
Yeah, it was intense.
At the very beginning of the night, I was like, oh, looks like Hillary's going to win.
I mean, that's actually what everyone was saying. Everyone was like, all right, Hillary's going to win on this fine program. Diego predicted Hillary would win
on this podcast.
And then
it didn't happen.
It did not fall that way as...
There's some stuff on that says that Hillary could still technically win.
I don't think.
Well, okay, so I don't know the specifics of this, but some lady,
Jill Stein.
Jill Stein.
Mm-hmm. She's a third party candidate.
Not a good one.
Is she the lady who tried to raise a ton of money, like $2 million?
She raised 2.4 in like 3 hours or something.
She raised like $2.4 million to like get Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania to get recounts because she says that like Clinton's votes were misregistered or something because they're online votes or something like that.
I don't know.
And so I don't know. I don't know. She raised the money for it.
She raised the money, and I think they're currently like the states have now accepted the money because like it costs. I don't know where they get this number from, but like Wisconsin's like, all right, it costs $1.1 million for us to recount, and so she's like, all right, here's 1.1. Then Michigan's like, all right, it only costs 600,000 for us, and Pennsylvania's like, we only need 300,000 or whatever it is. So together that equals however much she raised, and so then I think the states have now accepted that the states are now going to do a recount, but I don't think they've came back out with like an official, like, here's what we found yet. I would guess it's not going to change anything because there would be so much protest if like all of a sudden Hillary was the president-elect. I think it would just cause chaos.
Yeah, people would be like, what?
Just on every side, everyone would be like, I do not understand what has happened to this country in 2016.
And I bet you the rest of the world is just going to watch like, wow.
Yeah, the rest
America.
of I mean, I think that's what the rest of the world's doing anyways right now. The rest of the world's just shaking their head at us. They're like, how did this happen to
everybody
America?
But Russia's happy.
Yeah, Russia's so happy.
Like Russian stocks just went up. I remember like the Mexican like
peso like dropped to an all-time low or something like that.
Yeah, like the fifth richest person in the world, like his currency like is the peso, so he lost like 5 billion or something.
Oh my goodness!
Just from that drop in currency value.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Well, he's still claiming he's going to build the wall. I'm curious to see what happens. I don't know. I'm curious to see where that goes and what.
He says he's happy if some parts are fence. Just by the way,
right?
He did say that,
but he still says Mexico will pay for it, and Mexico said they will not pay for it. So I'm curious how that's going to work.
Yeah, I do not understand. What I hate most, and this is just totally irrational, but what I hate most about Trump is he's still holding on to his hair, and it's not real. He needs to shave it. He needs to go bald.
Just go bald.
Yeah.
You think that's the that's the go-to?
That's gonna change his image. You know, everybody's gonna like.
I don't understand why he holds on to the hair.
He wants to look young. I guess he's 70.
I know. This man is ridiculous. Speaking of that, speaking about wanting to look like. Wow.
Sorry.
Speaking about wanting to look young, you know when he said that whole scandal about like grabbing women by the you know what?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure.
He was like I was a young man back then, and like I did the math, and he's like 56 or something like that when he said that. I was like,
I think it's just because like he was like with a young guy. He wanted to like sound cool. I guess I don't know.
Yeah,
it's still like not cool, like not right to say, but
I mean I agree. Anyway, moving on to our Thanksgiving meals with our families, we like met up and then we went to go get our TVs and we were right there. We were right there in the parking lot and we were driving through and then this car just starts backing up and it got like inches away from wrecking into us while we're in the parking lot. And so like I had to swerve and then we brought I have this little like Kia Forte, you know what it is, but we bought 2 like 40-inch 4K TVs. And so like fitting these things in the car was such a pain. It was me, Ben, and his girlfriend. And so Mary Dare, his girlfriend, was sitting next to us and or sitting next to me in the passenger seat, and Ben was in the back seat, and he had like a TV on his lap.
I
and
couldn't see anything.
And we like stuffed one in the trunk, and it was a time. I'll tell you that much. But other than that, it wasn't really that bad at all.
No, the line wasn't too bad. They weren't ready. Like when we walked in, it took them a little bit because we had an online order.
Right.
But besides that, it was like it was fine.
Right.
And I haven't heard any like horror stories yet of anyone getting trampled today.
Nobody
Or
died?
like, I'm sure people died, but the reports haven't come out yet. But what I did just read off of CNN.com, CNN, if you want to sponsor this fine program, please do. That what do you think the most bought item on Black Friday is today?
A Fitbit.
TV?
Neither. It's a gun, apparently.
What?
Apparently a gun is the most bought item on Black Friday, or guns are most bought on Black Friday.
Really?
Which is crazy.
Why?
I mean, I doubt it. Well, I don't know.
That might be why there's a 3.9 million
Yeah,
increase.
maybe so. But it's saying like that. Black Friday, just I don't know. I guess gun
That's interesting.
places just have massive sales on Black Friday, so everyone flocks to them. And this is if you want a gun, get it on Black Friday.
I might do that.
I kind of want to know like a crazy gun person, because there's literally a gun for every person in the United States. There's like 300 million guns in the United States. And so that means like I don't own a gun. Do you guys own a gun? No.
I've shot a gun before. It was fun.
Right. I have not a shotgun either. I want to shoot.
You
a
went
gun.
to shooting range, right?
Yeah.
I guess we can talk about that.
But
It was fun.
Yeah.
but yeah, so there's 300 million guns in the United States. So that means some of these guys own like 100 guns.
Oh yeah.
And so like he'd buy like a crate of ammo or something like that, and then he'd bury it. He'd bury it for when they stop selling, or for when they start the government takes our guns away or something like that. And apparently there's a ton of these people, and that cracks me up. That's like $10,000 worth of bullets.
I'm just kind of wondering how much he has stockpiled.
I agree.
I know, right?
You want to meet this person. He has unlimited ammo forever.
Yeah.
He's prepared for the apocalypse or something.
He has
like
a
that.
map. It's like, okay, these spots, all these X's are like my stockpiles of ammo.
I just feel like I'd get confused, like if you bought like pistol ammo, and then like if you're in the apocalypse, you're like trying to run to find your stockpile, and it's only pistol ammo, and you have an assault rifle, you're in trouble. I mean, I guess
You just throw the ammo.
just pelt them with it. You just have so much. You're just taking like fistfuls of it, and you're just chucking it at whatever is coming at you from the apocalypse.
What was your gun range experience like?
It was fun, yeah. I would definitely do it again if it was cheaper.
Right.
You went with a friend, right? Was it for a
I went with
birthday,
two
or
friends.
It was just a experience.
Yeah.
Why did you go?
I mean, like this was with my really rich friend.
Okay.
And she was like, "Hey, you guys want to go shoot guns?" I was like, "Sure."
Right.
I've never gone shooting. This will be fun.
Right.
And so you shot a pistol, or what'd you end up
They
shooting?
didn't give us pistols. They were like,
Really?
"You're not old enough for it. You have to be like a certain age, I guess."
Huh.
And like they let us shoot like rifles,
Interesting.
but
Okay.
not a handgun, which is silly to me.
Interesting.
I guess the worry is like for first time gun shooters. Yeah,
I don't know what else you would call them.
Yeah, first time gun shooters, like their first instinct is like to shoot the gun and be like, "Whoa, this is cool," and like turn with the gun. Now that's a dangerous thing to do.
No, they were very strict about that. There was
Really?
like a guy in the room. He was just like, "Here's how you do it. Make sure you just keep it down." Like
I guess
fire range.
they've had to be. I'm sure they do that.
Yeah, for like liability.
And if you're
reasons.
carrying it like out of the gun range, like you have to like keep it like pointing to the ground or something like that.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Pointing to the ground or to the.
Did you have ear protection and all that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
okay.
what were you shooting at? Like down,
was a
what was
target.
downrange?
Indoor target range?
Indoor target
It was the
range.
other. It was
Okay.
the other.
And there was,
People, was
like,
the other half of the team. You just were just.
yeah. It was just a paper target with like the standard like human like figure. Yeah.
Is it like a video game, or like how hard is it to shoot a gun?
It's not that hard. You just kind of have to like look at the site and just kind of
Line it
for
up?
Yeah.
Were the
Okay.
sights pretty accurate? Like I know. I mean,
Like there wasn't
I know
like a
anything.
scope or any of you thing. It was just like a little like thing on the actual
I
site.
mean, like,
sights,
but like,
yeah.
would the bullet go right where that shot? Like, I know when I've used, I know it's not the same thing. Why am I getting a ton of calls today? I'm sorry. Like, what was I gonna say? When you like, I know when I've shot other like paintball guns or something in the past, when I've shot it, the bullet's like curved, kind of, I guess. Or the bullet has not gone where I wanted it to go from the gun. Is it the same thing for?
It was kind of off target for me. It was probably
Okay.
because I wasn't proficient at it.
You just didn't know what you're doing. Okay,
Yeah, I was just like, I'm doing it, guys.
Yeah, yeah. So was your rich friend good at it? Was she better at shooting than
Yeah.
Than you?
She got all headshots.
Wow, that is
Holy cow.
what did you do? How many shots did you get, and how many hits did you get? I don't know
We
if you remember.
bought 2 boxes.
Okay.
of ammo,
I don't know what that means.
like just for ammunition.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so it's probably like 32 a box or something like that.
Yeah,
My dad was in the Marines, and he used to be, he had an M16 or something. Yeah, an M16. And so like he had to be super proficient with that gun, and he'd like know how to assemble it with like his eyes closed and like
Right.
have all the, or like find pieces and like put it together and stuff like that. And he said like once you know your gun, you know your gun, like you know everything and it's going to do. Like every time they shot, they'd shoot with like their M16, like they didn't like pass around M16s because they lined up their sights perfectly for them. And he said he could hit a target like while laying down like 250 yards away, like easy, like just right in the head, like
Right.
And so
I consider myself about that proficient.
Wow.
Yeah, confidence. Confidence is half the battle.
I don't know. I think not that I'm not really interested in gun shooting, bow shooting. I've talked about this before.
Bow shooting.
I want to learn how to be proficient with a bow, just because. I mean,
You would lose in a fight.
I mean, it's not for practical. It's not like I'm gonna defend my house with a bow and arrow.
It's like, wait, honey, let me grab my bow.
Yeah,
the worst house
I'm
defense
I'm not gonna reach into my nightstand and like start building the bow and like putting the string together. No,
I got it.
You get one shot before it's over.
No, I just think, I mean, like a bow is, if you're accurate, it's just such a deadly weapon.
Yeah.
And you can kill bears, you can kill bison and jaguars, really anything almost in one shot with a bow and arrow, which is something that's surprising to me. And so I don't know, I think it'd just be cool to hunt for my own food every now and then. And I've talked about this before, but I want to kill a mountain goat.
A mountain goat?
Yes, a mountain goat.
To Diego, that's like the peak animal to hunt and kill.
To hunters, it is the peak animal of all peak animals. And it sounds silly because it's not like a bear or something like that.
Just because it moves quickly?
Well, it's because like if you ever like see a mountain goat, it's because they're 100 feet up on a rockside cliff or something like that. It's like why is this animal here? First of all, how did it even get there? Like it has hooves. How does it climb rock faces? But yeah, it's super hard to get to where mountain goats are, and apparently people die doing it. So because
I'd be like killing a deer.
Right. I mean, I guess I would be too, but mountain goat eventually. Got to get good at a bow.
Okay.
I don't know. I think as I've talked about this on this fine program again, that I would like to use a boomerang. That'd be my weapon of choice.
I just hate the boomerang.
Go to Australia.
Do they actually use that?
Is that like the? Is that
I
like
think
the
it's
thing
just
there?
a stereotype.
Yeah, it is. It's 100% a stereotype.
Yeah.
They're
They're just going around with boomerangs like, all right, trying to catch me some food.
They catch dingoes and rabbits.
They box with kangaroos. Yep.
Have you seen Kangaroo Jack? It's like an older movie.
Maybe. It sounds.
Have you guys seen
It's
it?
the one with like, it's the baby kangaroo and it's like hopping around, right? Or am I thinking of a different movie?
I don't know. It's like an older movie. I actually ended up watching it recently. I don't know why, but it's like this guy and his dad works for like the mafia or something like that. But he's like a screw up, and so the dad's like, okay, you have one job. You take this money and you deliver it to this man in Australia. And so he's like, okay, I can do this. But the dad wants him to take the money to a hitman.
Right.
And so then the hitman's going to kill the son. Right. And so they don't know this. And of course the son's a screw up. So he loses the money. And the kangaroo takes it. And so then the whole movie is like they're chasing after Kangaroo Jack. I just spoiled the entire movie. Wow. But
it's an old movie.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
I wasn't going to watch it.
Yeah, I agree. It's not like I was going to go out and watch Kangaroo Jack. Yeah. Now that you mentioned it, I might go watch it though. It seems like an interesting movie.
It's so good, and the soundtrack to that movie is excellent.
That's why they're like, "Don't hit the road, Jack. Don't you ever come back no more."
That's not it.
No, I swore that song
You're thinking
came
like
from that movie.
Pentatonics.
Well,
Pentatonic did a remix of it.
right?
I'm sure
no,
they did.
they play like Run DMC music. It's like a hip hop, a hippie to a hip hop. You know, like that song. Like I don't know.
I can see it.
This is why we don't sing on this podcast very much,
agree.
as we shouldn't, because apparently we're just terrible at it.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
But we've been watching Luke Cage lately.
We have been watching Luke Cage.
What do you think of it? I kind of like it.
I am a big fan of it. It has been sweeping the nation. And by sweeping the nation, I mean my Twitter feed. A lot of people have liked it. I think there's one season out so far.
Yeah.
It's pretty new. Side note, Diego and I are only 5 episodes in. I don't know how many are total in the season.
I think there's 10.
There's 10?
Maybe.
Okay, I don't know. It's all about this guy who's... this isn't a spoiler.
He's
alert, but
invincible.
He's invincible. And I just don't know. I was talking to David about this a little earlier. I just don't know what you do with an invincible person. Like, I just don't know what... He's invincible and super strong. So I don't know how you stop this guy. Like,
why would you antagonize him?
Right, I agree. Like, he can, like, in the show, he gets shot and the bullets just kind of bounce off him and they turn into like little, like,
I mean, he gets shot with a rocket launcher in the show.
Right.
But yeah, I think what Netflix is doing is really, really cool because they have Daredevil now, Jessica Jones, and Luke Cage is the third in that series, and they're kind of, from what I understand, they're not assembling the Avengers, but they're assembling like the B team Avengers, like not the main guys. So each character is going to get their own show, and then once they all have their own show and their own world kind of like built up around them, then
they're going to start doing cross shows. They're going to all be in like their like B team Avenger show or something like that. Interesting.
Kind of like what was it? DC's doing with like the Flash and Green Arrow.
Yeah. Except they're doing that with movies, not TV shows, right?
No.
Oh no, you're right.
No,
You're right.
Arrow and the Flash are a show. Yeah,
Flash is getting his own movie though.
Well, all the Justice League is getting their own movie,
but like with different actors.
Are they?
Yeah, they're not using like the TV actors.
I've heard the Flash is really good. I haven't gotten into it, but I've heard.
I agree. Yeah, their shows are really good, but I think DC Comics just kind of lost the Cold War or whatever between them and Marvel.
They just started too late.
Yeah, and
then their movies weren't as good.
Yeah, no, Marvel. Well, what movies did DC have that were good?
Batman and Superman, but like they never built on it. They just made like standalone like Batman and Superman movies.
Right. No, I think Marvel movies definitely are good because they just came out with so many. Like I think every one that I've seen,
and they started early too. Like
I don't remember. Like I don't really remember a time that there was more Marvel movies than DC or vice versa.
It was mainly just like just Batman and Superman, and like that's how DC was killing it. But then Marvel like.
They did Spider-Man, Iron Man, Captain America, Hulk.
Yeah, like all within like a short time span.
Yeah,
people were just really hyped up.
I mean, and every movie they released was funny. They did Ant-Man. I really like that one. That's one of my. That's a good movie.
And Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy. It's coming out. There's a second one coming out. I'm very excited for that. There's a Incredibles 2 just got published, which I know it's not it is a superhero. It's like the OG superhero movie. Yep. That's the first movie I can remember going to in theaters.
Really?
Yeah.
I think mine was Pokemon.
I saw Finding Nemo.
Pokemon 2000.
Is that what? Okay, I didn't know that was a movie. I'd never heard of that before.
It was about like the 3 legendary birds.
David still knows.
Moltres.
Yeah, not that
and then
still
Lugia
know.
came in and saved the day. I remember this.
Yeah, you remember all of them?
Mm-hmm.
I played way too much Pokemon.
Yeah, same.
I mean, do you play Pokemon Go still?
No.
Okay.
I stopped after we went back to school. After the break.
Okay. So people weren't playing.
I think that's when everyone kind of dropped off.
Because we came up to state one time to go play Pokemon Go.
We did, and we sat there for like an hour.
We sat there for an hour and we played it, and it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was fun.
And then after that, I didn't touch the game again. I think because they just. Did we talk about this on the program? We did talk about this on the program with Kai, who about how they just kind of messed up on their marketing, and they just weren't like. They just didn't do the things they needed to do. There weren't like multiplayer features and stuff like that. So we don't need to touch on that again, but I think that's where they messed up. Anyways, what was the first movie you saw in theaters, Diego?
I saw Finding Nemo, and it was in an IMAX theater. And that's probably the only reason I remember it. I probably saw a movie before that in theaters.
Well, Finding Dory came out in Finding Nemo, sorry. Finding Nemo came out like 2000?
Something like that. It was a long time ago. But I don't even remember going to an IMAX theater until like somewhat recently when Ben and I went to see Star Trek.
Right.
And an IMAX theater, it is incredible. It's amazing.
I agree.
Have you been to one, David?
I think I have. Not recently, but
like second to the luxury theater they have. It's called the Raleigh Grand. I call it the Raleigh Grande. You can like reserve your own seats, and they'll have their own recliners.
Yeah.
That theater is also incredible.
They have like full meals there too. Like they don't just have like the standard movie food. They have like burgers, fries, all this kind of stuff in there, which seems pretty awesome.
I think it's really changed like my movie going experience, because I don't think I'm gonna go to like a regular theater. Or like I'm gonna try not to go to a regular theater again, because they're practically the same price.
How much more expensive is it?
It's the same price.
It's literally the same price.
Why wouldn't people go there?
I mean, from where we lived, it's like kind of farther away, but like it's way better. You literally reserve your seat, so it's like you don't have to show up like super early to get good seats like you did at normal theaters. So it's practically the same, but it's incredible. Like their recliners, they recline all the way back. I don't know, everything about that theater was. I'm in love.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a good theater. I hadn't heard about it until like last year. I went to it twice or once or twice. And it was just, as Diego said, it's just incredible to go in there and just like, and the screen's big, the chairs are nice. It's just a much better movie experience. And much like Diego just said, like once you go there, going to other movie theaters, like, man, this is just not the same experience that I just
don't
had.
know if I want to do that then.
You don't want to ruin the experience.
You definitely want to do it. Like my first time going to a luxury theater was like the Raleigh Grand. It was in Chicago, and I don't remember what it's called, but they had it set up so where like all the middle sections were recliners and everything like I'm talking about, and then on the side they had these like nice leather booths and with a table in front, so you could sit like 3 or 4 people, and those are also really nice. And then in the very front, you know, like how you had to look up, and those seats suck.
Yeah,
they had beds. Literally, they just had beds.
Wow.
And so like you'd see the people and like they'd wipe them down every time. It was really cool. I don't know. It's the way of the future. I looked into owning a movie theater, and they actually don't make as much. I mean, they make money, but they don't make as much money as you'd think.
Well, I think the people who own the movie theaters probably own more than one movie theater.
Right. I mean, that's why they have the Regals and the Marquees.
Right. Are those last names? Those can't be last. Are they last names? Are they just those are just?
I don't know.
Just the company name.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah, they're a company.
I still have a gift card. We need to go to see the movies again. There's a lot of movies out right now that I want to go see that I don't think.
I think I might go see Doctor Strange tomorrow.
Oh, that is out.
Doctor Strange. I want to go see Doctor Strange. I want to go see The Arrival. I want to go see The Girl on the Train. I want to go see.
If you guys haven't seen The Edge of 17,
The Edge of 17.
I know it sounds like a girly movie. It is hilarious.
What's it about?
It's like this girl who's like, I don't know. She's like breaking down, and she like
hilarious.
It's
Diego just loves the dark comedies.
I'm doing this movie such an injustice, but like her best friend starts dating her brother.
Okay.
And anyway, it's just she is so funny because she's like a real person. She's so vulgar, and it's not like it's the dialogue is like stuff you'd actually hear, and it's hilarious. Like it's not like PG dialogue. So I mean, if you're afraid of cursing or and stuff like that,
is it rated R? PG-13?
I think it's rated R.
Okay.
It's hilarious though. It's probably like one of the funniest movies I've seen all year.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, It's rated so good. It's rated like 95 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Gross. I'll say The Arrival's rated 100. Just putting that out there.
That's true.
What?
Yeah. It's about them talking to aliens. I don't know. I know nothing about the movie besides the fact that it's supposed to be awesome.
I've stopped watching trailers.
Wow.
I have heard that, I mean, because they've just put so much stuff into trailers now.
That's true.
Like they put like the entire plot, including the plot surprise twist at the end. So when you're watching the movie, you're like, all right, I knew everything I needed to know in 1 minute.
Right. Yeah.
Like for this one trailer that I want to go see, or this one movie, it's like a dog movie. That's coming out.
Secret Life of Pets?
No, that already came out. It's like it's like I don't know. I don't know what it's called, but I read in the comments of that movie, like, hey, if you don't want to spoil the movie for yourself, only watch the first minute of this trailer. And so all I did was I just watched the first minute of the trailer, and it was like a 3-minute trailer. So I'm sure there's some plot twist at the end of this dog movie that was spoiled in the trailer, but I didn't do it. I didn't fall for it this time. You didn't get me.
They just, I mean, they literally gotten to the point where it's just so ridiculous. Everything's, like you said, everything's given away.
Right. Right.
But yeah, I think if you just go to a movie without, even if it's a bad movie, if you go to a movie without watching the trailer, it like you have no expectations.
Yeah.
So I mean,
my favorite part of the movie is watching the previews for what movies are coming out next. Those always get me super excited
Right.
for
Those are
like
fun.
all the movies that I need to go see. It also sets the tone for the movie. Like if I go into the theater and all the previews are terrible, I know it's not going to be a good movie. And vice versa. If I go when there's a ton of good trailers, I know I'm in.
I guess I'm a really lenient movie critic.
I would agree. Diego loves every single movie.
David, you're probably on the hard end of that spectrum.
Am I critical?
I think you're
most
pretty
movies
critical.
are decent. It takes a lot to wow me.
Yeah. Did you see Suicide
You just described
Squad?
a critical person.
I haven't seen Suicide Squad.
Okay. I was going to ask you what you thought about that, but if you didn't see it, then
I just watched Would You Rather today.
Would you rather? What is Would you rather?
It's like listed as horror, but it's not really horror. It's more like sad thriller.
sad thriller. That does not sound
It's
like
just
a
basically
genre.
like a Would You Rather game, but like the stakes are like
I used to
you like stab somebody or like you like hurt somebody else, and it's just basically whoever like makes it to the end like
Wins.
wins like all this money.
You just described Nerve. Do you know what Nerve is?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But this came out in like 2013.
Have you guys watched Nerve?
I
haven't.
I am 30 minutes from the end of Nerve.
Why?
How did you?
Well,
Why'd you
because
stop?
Mary Dare and I, my girlfriend, have watched it in sections. So we watched like the first 20 minutes in one section, then we watched the second hour in another section, and then we have 30 minutes left.
I feel like that'd be very frustrating.
I mean-
Why don't you like allocate? Like,
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know exactly why we stopped watching the second time.
Nerve is one of those movies. Like, I think I actually got like anxiety for the characters or something. I mean,
that's why. Yeah, Mary Dare got an anxiety for she was like, I'm too anxious. We have to stop watching this movie. I
Like-
said, okay, we can.
like I got so invested into the character. It was a really good movie, also, and I say that probably about every movie. But this
you
movie,
does say that about every movie. That is
this
true.
movie was so good. It was like I got so invested, and I remember like sitting in the theater and like I was like clenching my seat, and like probably like some sweat was coming down because the things they were doing were so high stakes, and it was excellent. Also, probably like I'd say that's the best movie I've seen in 2016, and then behind that is The Edge of 17 for sure.
okay.
So yeah, those are my two picks for 2016.
I'll tell you this. The
What?
ending of Would You Rather cracked me up.
Oh, no.
What happened?
Oh no!
Like, do you guys want me to spoil it?
Yeah,
I mean,
100% spoil
So
it.
basically, our main they didn't build up on any of the characters besides the main character girl.
Oh, tell me she
Right.
died.
No. So like we were just kind of learning her backstory. It was like she's like single-handedly taking care of her brother who has leukemia. She doesn't have enough money to like afford like a bone marrow transplant and all that. And so she like learns of this like opportunity where like she has to go to like this rich guy's house to have dinner and play a game. And if she wins the game, she gets all the money,
Right.
like all the money she needs for that operation. So she leaves her brother at the house and like she goes, plays the game, wins, comes back, and the brother killed himself.
Oh, no.
And I was just like, wow, she did all that and he just killed himself.
Oh my goodness.
Because like in the beginning, it was like hinted like how he was feeling like he was such a burden on her life. Because she didn't like have friends or like did stuff for herself. She always did stuff for him.
Ah, that's awful.
That made me laugh.
That is terrible.
You're such a terrible person.
You are a terrible person for laughing at that. That is also a terrible ending. I don't like that. I feel like a lot of horror movies, they have like such a good premise, but then the endings are just not good in any of them. Like just any of the horror movies that I've seen
Is that how
are
Lost
just
ended?
not.
Lost just
Was a dream?
sucked
Well,
after
Lost
the
was a
fifth season.
dream. Was it a dream?
It was like open ended,
Okay.
right?
Right.
Like you weren't sure whether they were dead or not or something like that.
I mean, I didn't watch the end of it. I got through like 2 seasons.
I got through like
3
5 seasons
of
and I
it.
stopped.
Yeah, I just know there's polar bears at the end, and that's all I know about the end of the show. I don't know if it was good or bad. I think people seem to like it.
There was like time travel. From what I heard, there was like everyone was on the Lost train until like the last episode, and then they were instantly off the Lost train and telling people to never ride that train ever again.
You're saying the Lost Train is that like a thing in the show, or are you saying like the Lost
No,
Train is
I
I
think
think they're just like they're like their little bandwagon.
Okay. I thought the Lost Train was a physical thing in the
Lost Train.
show.
It wouldn't surprise me because the stuff they threw in that show, ridiculous.
I mean, that's how I feel about like Grey's Anatomy or like any of those shows that like feed off of drama. It's just like the drama in those shows. I just can't deal with them because
Grey's
like.
Anatomy.
Did you watch Grey's Anatomy, David?
I watched like 3 seasons and I stopped because people kept dying.
I watched an embarrassing amount of Grey's Anatomy. Like,
think I
like
watched-
actually like 4 seasons.
there's like
a little bit more than you, but
Like everybody dies.
I think there's 13 seasons.
yes.
I think I've watched 8 or 9 of them.
That's sad.
Yeah, it's a lot of seasons. And the why I stopped watching is because they actually just, as you guys figured out earlier than I did, they just kept throwing so much crap at the characters. They're like, oh yeah, your family's gonna die in this terrible accident, and then you're gonna die, or like
your
you just get hit by a bus. Yeah, just everyone started dying, and I was like, why? I just like the Doctor stuff. I am a fan of the Doctor stuff, but unfortunately, it didn't work.
Another episode that cracked me up, and it, like nobody important died, but it was just like the Code Black episode.
Is that the one where they shot himself with the rocket?
No. It's the one where there was a bomb.
Yeah,
in one of the
same
patients.
thing.
Okay, well, yeah, we're talking about the exact same.
He shot himself with like a rocket shell. It was like a mortar. It was a mortar shell.
And so then they perform the surgery and they get it out, and he's like carrying it down the hallway carefully.
Blew up.
And then it blew up and he exploded.
And I was just like, all that hype, and he just died.
I know. I was not laughing. I was like, what just happened?
I just kind of like.
It was a 2-part episode. I remember that because like it was like 1 a.m. when the first part ended, and I was like, man, now I got to watch the second part tonight too. Because I'd planned on going to bed, but it just wasn't working out for me. That's how they get me. They get me with the cliffhangers, and then I watch the next episode, then the next episode, which is my big problem with Netflix is that they just don't cut me off in time.
Honestly, like minor spoiler, but like the main characters get super rich, and at that point I would have just like retired.
In
Grey's Anatomy.
Do they say that they're super rich?
Because remember they sued the hospital.
I don't remember.
Right.
I don't remember anything about the show really.
So basically like a plane crash, and like
that's right.
The few main characters were survivors, and then they sued the hospital.
And they became rich off of that?
Yeah, they became like part owners.
Yeah.
And they still then I really don't like the show then.
Yeah, like why would you still work there?
I don't know.
If you
I can't tell you.
I haven't been invested in a show in a long time besides Luke Cage.
I haven't either.
Daredevil's pretty good. I would recommend that. Prison Break. I know you've all seen that. Excellent
That's coming.
TV show.
Is that coming back?
It's coming
Are
back.
they making a movie?
They're making
they're making a second sixth season or whatever. Because they're just like they're pretending that the last episode just never happened.
Oh.
So spoiler alert, Michael's still alive in the 6th season. I don't know what they're gonna do to
Maybe
explain
they're
that,
like
really.
he has so much success in like The Flash that they had to bring him back.
Was he in The Flash?
He's in
too?
The Flash. He's one of the villains in The Flash.
Very cool. Very
He
cool.
He's
is.
Mr. Freeze or whatever.
Yeah.
I just think of him as Michael Scofield.
And it's funny because his brother's in there too.
Yeah.
Is he really?
From Prison Break, the
That's
duo,
funny.
Yeah.
the duo are in the Flash, and they're both villains.
Yeah.
Lincoln. Well,
Lincoln,
I don't know
yeah.
either of the actors'
Fire,
names.
like one controls like ice and the other controls like fire.
Yeah,
Very interesting.
Like through guns.
that show's really good. Actually, I like the Flash a lot.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, Diego, you have any other things to say?
No,
I think we have one final question for you, David, before we wrap this up. Okay, so you have a pack of Starbursts. Okay, what order did you eat them in? The original flavors: red, yellow, pink, orange.
Red, yellow, pink, orange.
Yeah. Like what is your favorite? I guess.
Red, yellow, pink, orange. I'd pick red. Yeah.
Okay, red and then yellow, pink, orange. Okay, red, pink,
orange, yellow.
orange, yellow. Okay. You're pretty close to like the most people have pink first, then red or orange, and then yellow's last. That's just the usual. We just ask that to everyone just to try and just gauge, what they're thinking. We're going to have a massive poll where I think we're going to probably put it on the website at the end of maybe season 1 of Epic. Yeah, we were just curious because one day we were talking, we were like,
right.
I always thought that yellows were good, but everyone else, I guess, thought yellows were the worst things ever to exist.
They're not like a bad flavor. I just don't prefer it over.
I mean, okay,
the rest of them.
I accept that, but everyone's like, yeah, I hate yellows. so I I've just been asking people on the podcast, or we've been asking people on the podcast. Okay, David. So where can they check you out? Where can they find any of your stuff? I know you're not a huge social media user in general.
Nowhere.
LinkedIn.
Nowhere? LinkedIn.
You look me up and there's like millions of me.
It's true. I'll say David Nguyen is definitely not the easiest name. It's definitely not the most unique one. So they can't. You don't pimp out anything. You can pimp out anything you want. Any website.
I got nothing.
It doesn't have to be your website. You can pimp out our website. You can pimp out your YouTube channel. There you go.
I got nothing.
You can pimp out.
He's pimping out UNC.
That's a blemish I'll never speak of.
Your YouTube channel.
Okay. Well,
What's our music for the day?
Our music is "Younger" Out of My System. I think if it'll play. So, thank you, David, for being on.
Cool.
We'll have to come to
Thanks for
UNC.
having
We'll
me.
have to hit you in your home habitat. maybe just see what's going on.
Episode in Vietnam.
Oh, I'd be down. Our first international episode. We could go talk with any rich person there.
I don't think we could actually talk with them.
Right. I mean, I also wanted to touch on that your motorcycle story from Mexico. I thought that was pretty funny. We just didn't get to talk about
we
it.
should have talked about that.
I was thinking about that, but it's just pretty funny.
That's fine.
We actually talked about that on the show before when Jacob was on.
Without me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. I just like looked up and you were just like blazing up the street on the back of that dude's motorcycle.
I was like, get the video, get the video.
I was like, what is David doing?
I was tired.
I can't deal with that.
I want your gold medal.
It's true, yeah. That gold medal is under protest for sure.
All right. They didn't know.
Anyway, so if you like the show, make sure to follow us on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter at Epic Podcast. We also have a website, epichq.com. And also, we came up with a schedule. We're posting every Tuesday and Saturday at 10 a.m.
Remember, this is spelled EPOCH, not EPIC. That gets confused. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, please remember to rate the video, like, and subscribe. If you're listening to this on iTunes, make sure to rate and comment.
That's right. Seriously though, make sure to rate, please. Helps the show grow. Anyway, remember to live long, live epic.